Greetings, Naked News Guy here, and today I want to start talking about some of my political positions. The first thing I want to say is this. I'm an isolationist, and that's become a dirty word in the U.S. since World War II. After World War II, the United States decided that it was responsible for quote-unquote maintaining Western democracy. In reality, the Bretton Woods Agreement, which was signed in 1944, said the U.S. currency would become the standard currency. And every country was supposed to sign on to this. Now, of course, those in the Soviet sphere of influence did not. But the rest of the world was supposed to become dominated by U.S. currency under the Bretton Woods system, the Federal Reserve Bank. This is when the World Bank started. Countries that refused to be part of this had to be subjugated. The only ones that were not were the ones that were under the Soviet sphere. Before World War II, isolationism wasn't a dirty word. Isolationism was the standard American political belief. In other words, we live in a place where we don't have enemies on to the south or north of us who are a real problem, and we've got oceans keeping us away from the rest of the world's bullshit. And yet, after World War II, both parties signed on to this idea that for some reason, it's our responsibility to save the world whenever they have problems and to make them part of our economic system, and then, of course, to push our culture on them. I hate to break it to you, Virginia, but the thing about it is this. The rest of the world doesn't want to be us. The rest of the world wants to be whatever the hell they are. People in Russia want to be Russian. People in China want to be Chinese. People in Somalia want to be Somalians. They don't want to be us. And even a lot of the people coming here now don't want to be us. They don't want to come here to become us. They want to come here to bring their culture here. Isolationism. It's not a dirty word. It's smart policy. You don't go down the street getting into other people's arguments and sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. And all a country is a group of people with a common culture, or it should be. And so why do we have this idea that we have to get involved in everybody else's fights? I'm not calling out one party on this. I'm calling out both. We don't need to. We need to mind our own business. The rest of the world can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. And we just don't need to be involved in their problems. We don't. Just because American companies and the Federal Reserve want to control their currency, that's why we get involved? That's why poor people of all races in this country die in wars? So that's my first position. I'm an isolationist. Naked News Guy here. Like and subscribe.